Longtime Megadeth bassist Dave Ellefson is speaking on the condition of frontman Dave Mustaine, who recently revealed that he was battling throat cancer and how the band is going to work on their highly anticipated upcoming album, the follow-up to Dystopia. Now, you'll recall a couple of months back we learned the harrowing news that Dave Mustaine has actually been diagnosed with cancer, but he says that he feels, according to his doctors, that he has a 90% chance of beating it, which is obviously very good. But nonetheless, he's going to take it very, very seriously. Now, appearing on a recent podcast, Dave Ellefson also spoke on whether or not it was difficult for him to carry on working on his music career, knowing that his friend is battling such a serious disease. Speaking on the Appetite for Distortion podcast a couple of days ago, Megadeth bassist Dave Ellefson says that he is very hopeful and optimistic when it comes to Mustaine's chances of beating throat cancer. Of course, we learned on June 17th via a social media post from Mustaine himself that he feels that he has a 90% success rate when it comes to his treatment plan of beating the cancer. And Ellefson was asked during this interview if it is difficult for him to deal with his day-to-day business operations while waiting for health updates on his bandmate Mustaine. He says, "I lost my brother to colon cancer about 5 years ago. When it was diagnosed, it was already stage 4. So there wasn't really too much hope left in that one for his chance of surviving it. But I think in this case, I definitely am optimistic about it. As Dave said in his press release, it's got to be respected and met really head on and just straight right into it, which he's doing. So I pray and I lift it up to the higher power to have his hand on that. And in the meantime, take the next steps that are put in front of me, which right now, this month is probably the next few months of my life, is the book and the Sleeping Giants solo album. And I guess it's kind of a cool thing because it keeps me occupied on something creative, something that's new for the fans. And I think it keeps kind of a creative mojo moving forward too, even for the Megadeth fans that are all watching this happen right now as well. So I'd like to think the good Lord kind of finds his time and his space and all things kind of move forward as they're supposed to. But yeah, I'm very hopeful and optimistic about Dave's recovery for sure. It's good to hear that Dave is taking such a proactive approach to his cancer battle and that he has his bandmates with him as well on his side, and he will certainly make it out okay. There have been a lot of advances, as I've said previously, in this sort of treatment, and that is very heartening. So we're going to wish Dave Mustaine all the best as he kicks cancer's ass, like we know that he will. That is all for now. Thanks so much for joining us here today at Rockfeed. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss out on breaking hard rock and heavy metal news. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you all very soon.